Over the next 2 minutes, I want to make you think about and reflect on your body position while you're writing on your interactive whiteboard or your dry white whiteboard in your classroom. Now, this is something that actually not many people think about. Actually, if I'm going to write on my whiteboard and I'm right-handed, then I'm going to be talking to the students here, I'm going to turn around and I'm going to start writing on the board. The problem is, if I'm always doing that, I'm always using the same body shape, i.e. like this, the people who are sat in this direction here are going to be completely blocked, or to a certain degree, certain seats are going to be blocked because my body is in front of the board as I'm writing on it, so the people in this angle here are not going to get a view of that. Actually, the people here are getting a great view of it because I've got an open body position, they can see all the board, they can see everything I'm writing. And I've talked about this in a previous video about where are the cheap seats and where are the different lines of sight or restricted views in your classroom. But if I'm always going to write like this, the people here are getting a bad view. So actually, there's a great technique of doing this, is it change halfway through. And I've seen a teacher who I used to do a lot of work with who was great at this. And he would be starting sentences or doing a couple of bullet points like this, and then halfway through he would change, and then he would finish the sentence off like this. So you always give kind of an equitable view to the students who are sat here and also to the students who are sat here, rather than every day, every hour, doing it like this, and these people kind of not being able to see it or having to wait until you finished it, until you kind of moved out of the way of the board. So just think about how you can do that, and think about how you can change your body position from doing it this way through to then finishing it this way through. And just opening your body up so that different sides of your classroom get an equitable view of what you're doing on the board, because that might be a huge difference to some of those students. And if you're in the flow and you're not thinking about this, and you're doing lots of work on the board for maybe 5-10 minutes at a time, and you're doing this and you're asking for answers, and you do, the people here, and they can't see. And actually, you're not really thinking about that because you're just thinking, I need to write on this, and this is how I would write. But actually, think about the viewpoint, not just what you're writing, but think about the experience of the students all the time. How can I, midway through, flip my body so I start writing this way and then finish this way, so both sides of my classroom get an equitable view. Hopefully, by thinking about those things and thinking about where children are sat in your classroom, you'll then start to get a far more equitable experience for all the children in your classroom.